The Pro Bowl happened yesterday. Russell Wilson actually stood down for Drew Brees to let him start in the Pro Bowl, which
Very nice,
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? It's the right thing to do. Said Russell Wilson, Drew means the world to me. I respect the game, and he does it better than anybody else. So, Drew Brees was at the last game that he will ever start in the NFL, regular season, postseason, or phony Pro Bowl game. He says he's going to give it a month to make a decision. I'm really waiting until football is done, he said earlier this week, according to NOLA.com. Obviously, being here at the Pro Bowl, I'm just very much focused on my family and this opportunity to be around the guys playing the game. Then I'll kind of lay low for a little bit, get away, and then assess. I kind of have a process in mind, and I'll give it a month or so. Look, Chris, I speculated on this yesterday, and I've heard some things since then which make me believe it's true. Here's what's going on in New Orleans.
Okay, yeah, I want to hear this, because I'm shocked by this comment, really.
Look, he's either going to play for the Saints or he's going to play for no one.
Okay.
So the Saints have all the leverage now.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew's not going to go play for anybody else.
Right.
We don't have to worry about him resurfacing in Carolina or Tampa Bay or anywhere else.
Right.
So they get what Jim Irsay wanted with Peyton Manning.
Right.
They get what the Packers wanted with Brett Favre.
Sure.
They're getting what Bob Kraft would love to have with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Play for us, play for no one.
Right.
So we dictate the terms now.
Right.
And I think the conversation behind the scenes is going to be, Drew, we need you to play less. Drew, we have a bigger role in mind for Taysom Hill. Drew, we can't pay you $25 million a year if you're not going to be the full-time 95, 98, 99% of the game snaps guy. It's going to be more than cameos from Taysom Hill. This is going to be a transition year for Taysom Hill.
Okay.
We have to work this out where we can sign him and we can sign you. But if you're going to come back, this is the way it's got to be.
Yeah.
We want you back.
Right.
We want to do this.
Right.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think that over the next month, Mickey Loomis and Sean Payton are going to be trying to sell Drew Brees on this idea of not co-starters, but Drew Brees in a lesser role than we've ever seen him in, with more Taysom Hill as they get Taysom Hill ready to be the guy in 2021. I think that's where this is going.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised to hear that, I guess, is what I'm saying. I am and I'm not, I guess. First off, I mean, yes, this is a delicate situation with the New Orleans Saints. You know, yes, Drew Brees is still good. Is he great anymore? No, he's not. Do you want to continue to leverage the future of the franchise on, one more year from Drew Brees? So they're in that conversation. You know, they really are. I am shocked by this whole thing. I really am. I will say this. You know, one, I just didn't expect him to say this. I thought for sure he was just going to come out and go, no, I'm coming back and playing. I really didn't. So to me, this shows there's some real thought here. And, maybe I don't want to come back and play.
And also consideration of what other options may be out there. I think that's part of what he's going to do.
Right. I guess so. Right. Yeah. That as well. You know,
not playing.
Right.
Other
thing. Right. Yeah. Other business ventures or whatever it may be. The other thing, too, is I even feel like with Russell Wilson yesterday, letting him become the starter, which is a great move by Russell. Very respectful that way. I mean, Drew's a legend, as we know. It makes me think too that Drew said something to him during the week to go, this might be it. Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to play. And Russell, this was his way to go, okay, well, maybe might be it. Hey, you go out and start. Now, I don't know if do you think?
What would you pay Drew Brees?
That's what I was going to go.
Now they have to do more than a one-year deal. He's got over $20 million in dead money from
salary
past years,
issues.
So it's going to have to be a multi-year deal that pushes. But for one more year, cash money in hand for the 2020 season, what would you pay him?
All right, so and then we're going to assume that maybe now Taysom Hill's going to play 20% of the snaps.
You want to keep Taysom Hill,
right?
You want to keep Taysom Hill, who's due to be a restricted free agent. So if you pay Drew Brees too much, if his cap number's too high, somebody may swoop in and make an offer to Taysom Hill that you can't match because you can't tie up that much money in your quarterback position. So you want money for Taysom Hill,
right? You
want to pay maybe Taysom Hill $15 million next year.
Sure.
How much do you pay Drew Brees?
I think somewhere around 20. I think
then you got $35 million. Then you got Russell Wilson.
Then you got Russell Wilson money. Right. That's where I think it would be around there. I think that would be fair for all sides. I do. Again, I'd love Drew Brees. I'm not trying to sit here and go, oh, he's not great. I know it. He's one of the greats of all time. But let's take into the reality of the situation once again here too. The Saints went undefeated without Drew Brees in the lineup this year. They went 5-0. And that's I'm not saying anything about Drew Brees. I'm just pointing out that the Saints are good. And I'm trying to point out once again, as anybody that ever listens to me say anything, it's more than a one-man sport. It's the ultimate team sport, and you got to have that around you. The Saints do have something special there, so this is bigger than Drew Brees in itself. But, yeah, I think realistically that's probably somewhat fair.
And that's the thing. We're overlooking the guy who went 5-0 while Drew Brees was injured.
I know.
Because if you keep Brees and Hill, you take Teddy Bridgewater off the table. He's not going to hang around for another year. What are you going to pay him?
No.
If you're paying Hill 15, Brees 20, you're going to pay Teddy 5 to just hang around for another year and
no,
kick
I
the
don't
can?
think so, right.
Especially if, I don't know, a team like the Patriots says, hey, it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll come in, he'll run our offense, he'll do what we want,
Sure.
he'll make it work.
Sure.
And he's always been a great teammate, great locker room guy, great person. He had his coming out party taken away from him because of that fluke knee injury in 2016.
Yep.
So I think that you could have the Saints ultimately make Drew Brees an offer that they know he won't accept.
Yeah.
That they know when they go to him
That's
and
what
say,
I was going to ask you. What do you think he'd accept? Because I do think he has leverage here, right? He does have leverage from the standpoint.
No, he doesn't. Once he says he's not playing for anybody else, he has no leverage.
But he can always go. He wants to play for if he says he wants to play, the New Orleans fan base is going to go, we want Drew Brees, and then he's got leverage a little there.
And this is where you get into that disconnect where it's almost like the Chiefs fans who lost their minds over what I said versus the Chiefs fans who understand football.
Yeah.
Like the Saints fans who are very casual and don't pay much attention, they'll lose their minds about Drew Brees leaving. The Saints fans who get it will be like, hey, Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, we see the future. We understand.
Right.
We understand where the ball's moving, not where the ball's been.
Right.
So I think some fans would be up in arms, but I don't know that Drew Brees wants to look. Whether it's the Brady New England relationship or the Brees New Orleans relationship, there's going to have to be some very delicate surgery on how this all gets crafted, because there is a way that somebody could passively aggressively try to turn, if Drew doesn't like, I think you're right. The more I think about this, if he doesn't like the offer he gets, there's a way he could posture this where a lot of people end up being unjustifiably upset with
exactly
the Saints.
right. I mean, all it takes is his agent to call a beat writer down in New Orleans or call somebody else to go, hey, Drew really wants to play. The Saints are doing him dirty, and they're making lowball offers and saying and all of a sudden that'll get all the pressure back onto the Saints, and people will back Drew Brees because of the status and what he's done for that city, the legendary status he is. I mean, coming in there, saving them. What was that after Hurricane
Katrina,
2005.
Right?
Yeah, everything like that. I mean, he's a staple of that city.
I think that at the end of the day, the Saints will hope that during this month, he comes to the conclusion they want him to come to, whatever it is.
Right.
I'll accept a reduced role.
Yeah.
I'll accept a reduced contract, or the right thing for me to do is walk away and hand the baton to Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill.
I mean, that's what I just find fascinating between Brees and Brady, that conversation in general. What number are they willing to take to come back to play? It does seem like, for whatever reason, Brady's number is higher. Now, I mean, I don't know for whatever reason. He is Tom Brady. He's in another stratosphere from Drew Brees. I don't mean to respect Drew Brees but one guy's won 6 Super Bowls, the other one won.
And Brady is bringing
so,
huge marketing muscle.
He is, right, exactly right. That's where he's in a little bit of a different stratosphere. So that, to me, is where this really will get dictated and figured out, is what these guys are asking for, money-wise. And will it be realistic within what the organization wants to do and build going forward? And that's, to me, where it's fascinating. Because Sean Payton and Bill Belichick are no-nonsense guys, too. And I do think they're smart enough to realize, they don't want to ruin their team and the future of their team just over one player, even when that player is dear to their hearts and they have great respect for him.
I think that if there is a separation with Brees and the Saints, or Brady and the Patriots, or both, every move that gets made, every word that gets written or said by the team, by the player, by the agent, on the record, off the record, everything, it will be fascinating fodder for trying to figure out, is somebody trying to stick it to somebody? Is somebody trying to win the mob in their favor? Is somebody trying to make somebody else look bad? That's why I said this last week with Brady and the Patriots, a joint statement is the only way to do it if there's going to be a separation. Where everybody says all the right things, and that's all they say about it.
We're on the same page, and we're moving away.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.